All right, we're back. We're back. Listen, this is going to be probably the most difficult video for me to make, and probably the least watched, and the least thumbs up, and least commented on, and that's okay. For the handful of you that are interested in who this Darren 67 to 72 is, I'll take a few minutes and explain it to you. And then we'll talk about what I'm going to do next week, because, yeah, I've been farming. I literally just got in. I think it's looks like 9:20. Got out of the field. I haven't cleaned anything up. I'll get it tomorrow. I really couldn't get to the trucks this week. I will talk about those at the end real quick. So if you want to watch that, skip ahead. I don't know how to mark it, so I don't know. When I start showing videos of it, you can just fast forward. What about me? Sorry. A little nervous in front of the camera. Maybe you never noticed that before, but my name is Darren, and when I retired after 31 years, doesn't matter. I have a retirement, and I wanted an old vehicle for my retirement to play with and to drive around and to go to the store, that kind of stuff. I'm getting old. And I started looking around at cars, you know all the cars, classics. And I thought, the old trucks were pretty neat. Everybody's grandpa had one. And they're starting to get, to me, these aren't that old of a truck. They're in the 70s. To me, 60s are old cars. But now that it's been a few years, yeah, they're old trucks. Well, this one was a local, but anyway, so I got on the YouTube thing or whatever it was. I can't remember. Craigslist, I think. And I found one pretty much, 60 miles away. All original. That's the truck you haven't seen yet. I'm trying to bait you with that. It's green, and it is a Chevy truck, and it's in those years. But I bought it from a guy, and it was a one owner. Old guy had it, and he just parked in the garage. And actually, well, I'll tell you that later. Anyhow, the brakes went out, and he finally said, "I'm done with it," and he sold it very reasonable. It was all original. The dash was trashed, and the dash gauges were old. They worked, and the truck was green, and it just had it was chalky, terrible. Has 350 in it, and it ran on points and condenser. And I went ahead, and my wife followed me home. Drove it 60 miles straight home. Everything worked good until I pulled into town. And I say town, I live in a small town, maybe a couple hundred people. And when I pulled into town, the alternator light started blinking. One thing led to another. I did alternator, and I put in a HEI and a water pump and radiator. Things started just leaking, did training seals and all that kind of stuff. And kind of got it fixed up and thought, I'd like to have something on the deck. So I looked around, and I'm a smoker too. I won't normally show that in case the kids are watching. But I found this local. It ran good. A guy was restoring it, and he kind of ran into some trouble. I don't know if I ever mentioned it to you, but he did some, I don't know what you can call that, the top of the window area had some rust in it. He did some work, and I think he made that area a little smaller. So when he put the windshield in, he broke it, and he finally said, "I've had enough." And he was doing pretty good work, I'll tell you that. So I know a windshield guy, kind of a friend of mine, and he come over and we worked at it. I think it took us about 2 hours to get it in. It was probably too tight. We should have cleaned, ground it out or something, but we got it in there. So that's that truck. I sidetracked from me again. I'm going to do that. So I'm married. I have a fantastic wife, and I'm not kidding. She is a gorgeous, beautiful woman inside and out. She takes really good care of me, and she tolerates all my guy stuff. All my work, too much work. I'm a workaholic. I got to get something done. Here it is, like I said, almost 9:30 at night. I probably should be heading home, not doing this. I did ask her permission before I started this channel. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. So again, great gal. I'm 54 years old. And I run a small farm. I do it by myself. My wife does help. She does help when I ask, but kind of like doing things on my own. Built this barn. My wife and I built this. Other than the cement, I had some neighbor help me with that. But we built the walls and ceiling and roofing and all that, so I can't remember the size. It's, I don't know, 34 by 68, I think. So it's a pretty good sized barn. There's more bays past what you can normally see. So I started this channel, and one thing led to another, and I do so much farming. I started another farm kind of channel. It's called, listen, I can't think, Farm Loving Fool, and that shows the farm side of things. Some of you guys don't want to see that. You want to see these trucks. Maybe you want to see me acting goofy. You'll see my mood from time to time. I don't act as goofy as the rest of the time. Well, I'm human like anybody else. And I appreciate you guys watching anyway, and leaving me the thumbs up, the comments and stuff. I don't ask for that stuff because I'm not trying to make money, but it's fun to watch more and more people watch my show here. I think I'm up to 7. It doesn't matter. That 7 people's good with me. Don't get me wrong, I'll get hundreds of views and stuff, but when I put out a bad video, there's only 7. So I know there's 7 people really watching. And this video ain't great either, but you get to know me a little bit. So that's the basic of me. I mean, I wish you could ask me questions, but I can't do that live thing. I'll show you around the shop a little bit and tell you some stories. If you get bored, click off. This is just kind of to get to know me a little bit. And we'll talk about the trucks. Yeah, I guess I can't think of anything else. Pardon me. If I think of something, I'll throw it in there. So let me pull the camera off that tripod. It'll be a little jerky because, you know, I'm an old guy. And I'll take you for a quick walk around the shop. And maybe it's too dark out now to show you all the farm equipment. Watch that on Farm Loving Fool if you want to. I think it's also, my name on that's Darren Little Farm. I don't know. I'm not clever with the names. I started acquiring this stuff when I was a kid. I used to get toys and I'd use them, and like the trucks that you would run and they'd build up speed, you'd let go of them and they'd just go on their own. I had to know how that worked, so I tore it apart. And I put it back together. It never worked again. And then as time went on, I did that more and more. And I kind of learned not to take apart stuff that works, because I might not get it back together. But if something breaks, that's game. You can do that. It's already broke, right? If you fix it, it's a win. So I started acquiring tools as a kid. We just kept gathering tools through the years, more and more and more. And I'll tell you this, if you're young, it's a good idea to have some tools, work on some things, figure it out. I mean, you're going to break stuff, you're going to screw stuff up, whatever. We're all human. Work through it, figure it out. Kind of fun. And acquire those tools through the years, and when you get old like me, you'll have tools to do just about anything you want to. And if you didn't, my suggestion would be, don't start late in life, because it's not worth it. If something happened, God forbid, like Brent, stuff burned down. I don't know if you watch Half-Ass or not. Good show. And Brent lost his shop. I don't know what I'd do. It's just too much money. You can't buy all this stuff. He had insurance, and I don't know his business. Feel free to give him a like. I'll ask you that. Give him a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Not asking for me, but it would probably help him out right now. But if I was 35, 40 years old and thought about starting a shop, I don't know. I just take the car and get the oil changed. If the alternator goes bad, just have somebody do it. I mean, starting late in life, it's a lot of money. It's just, there's no way you could afford it. No way I could afford it. So let me give you a quick walk around, and I'll bore you to death, I'm sure. But if you want to watch, keep watching. I'll keep talking. So here we go. I'm not going to edit this, by the way. I'm just going to put it out. So I apologize. You're getting the raw, natural today. All right. You already know the truck. I won't even take the covers off. You've seen it. I haven't done anything to it. While I'm here, let's talk about Tom's truck. His name really is Tom, by the way. He bought this 68, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago, and he's seen mine, and I know there's a little jealousy there when somebody's got one and you ain't got yours drivable, and I'm not into that, making somebody jealous thing. I feel bad when that happens, not like I got something great. That's just my style. You know about the tank. I am going to get these 2 trailing arms. You can't see them very well. I'm going to get them done this week, for sure. The next show, them are going to be one way or another. Of course, you see my tailgate and all that. But coming around here, I've always liked these old cans, so I picked one up. That's a Charger I bought when I was young. It's like 35 years old or 40. Some extra acetylene tanks. I do have a sawmill, and there's sawmill blades there. I don't know how blurry this is because I haven't got my glasses. That's a tire changer I don't use because all you do is sweat. It does work, but you're going to sweat. Tom has an actual tire machine at his place. I'm an LMC fan, but you know, they're not the greatest thing that ever was. Just some bins I haven't got full. There's his LS 6-liter, you know that. I picked up this lathe from a coworker. Oh, golly, Bill, I don't know, 25 years ago. And he said it doesn't work very good. He's tried to turn things on it and just can't even make a table leg. Yeah, it's a metal lathe. Whatever. I got it cheap. It's a South Bend. I can't even remember. It doesn't matter. And I've had to do some work on it, but it's pretty tight tolerance. It'll do, okay, it won't do machine work like a real machinist, but for me, I can make parts. Obviously a drill press. I think that's from the Harbor Freight thing. A friend of mine gave me this wood stove. It was in his house, and it was getting old. He was afraid to burn his house down, so he gave it to me. I checked it out. I think it's good, so I run it. It goes straight out the roof. It's all got the triple piping and all that done to code, even though it wasn't inspected. It has this back metal protector, but it's never even got, I mean, when you touch it, it's cold. Sorry about the video. Okay, over here we got, this is a heater I use real quick just to take the chill off the shop, not fire up a wood stove. There's my sandblaster. Again, I think that's Harbor Freight. Old welder, I had it, I think my grandpa gave it to my dad, and my dad gave it to me, and I don't know, it's 100 years old or something. Air compressor, I bought in like 1993. You can do the math on that. Picked up some acetylene tanks. This is the MIG welder I use. I don't know, I think it was like $1,100 when I bought it. It's a 220 model, and it's, what do they call it, 190? I had a 140. It's good for body work, but not farm stuff. You got heavy materials. It doesn't work so well. Again, this place is trashed. I've been just working tool bins and boxes. My bins, you'll never see them again. You might not care, but I got them all labeled right up. I don't show up so good, but saw blades and washers and bolts and all the kind of stock that you'd want to have. Just, you know, you couldn't go to the store and just buy all this stuff, but if you acquire it through the years, it's not so bad. Another compressor, identical deal. I want to ship. I think it's a 92. I bought it at a flea market or something. Keep me a little mini fridge here. This is my favorite toolbox. Old Craftsman, the real Craftsman. It's got one everything in there. Well, once I replaced all my, the tools I got strode from here to I don't know where. My fridge, I always keep lots of pop in there. Yep, tons of pop. I like pop. Rubber gloves, a bunch of junk there you don't care about. Grinder's 20 years old. So right now, working on my lift. This is my daughter's trailer. She'll be using it to move her golf cart going up north camping. I know, focus. It's got a bad wheel bearing. The wood was bad on it. It's got a steel deck that I just painted with some, I don't know, I think I paid $10 for that paint. And it's enamel. So that's what I'm working on for her this week. The only other thing that's fun, well, it don't matter, that you might even care about is my old workbench. This was here. It's, I don't know, best I can tell, it's covered with junk, but it's a nice steel workbench. Got a nice vise on there. I'll get caught up. I do farm stuff. I got these points here. I got to put new tips on the end. Sorry about that. Get them ready for deep ripping this fall. Just goes on and on, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, and under this cover here is my planer for when I do sawmilling. So there's another compressor, because this is the one that belongs at the house, but I use it for spray painting. All right, this could go on all night. I'm not going to bore you. What I do want to say is, Tom just told me that the rear end differential for this came in. It's just got to be picked up. He got a locker, and I think it's Mosier. Dang it, now I forgot the name. Milling? Yeah, I think milling. I'm not into this stuff. But if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's a milling, I think. Axles, differential, locking differential, the whole 9 yards. So we're going to get that in soon. I'm telling you, soon. Just hang in there. Then we'll have a full roller here. And once we do that, I think we can put the motor in, and it starts getting fun then. So I do have some things coming up. This was kind of a grab the phone and make a quick video, because I promised I would every week, one way or another. I'm not going to bore you with my health issues. I'm not going to bore you with my best friend's health issues. Everybody's got their troubles. Everybody has their things. You don't need to know all mine. It's not important. What's important is that you get to watch something on Thursday, and I'll try to make it entertaining for you. We'll leave the rest of it out after this. If you have any questions, it's not that I'm hiding anything. That's just all I can think of right off the top of my head. Get back to work on these, and I won't be doing any more of these talking. This is your one time. I will respond to your questions if you have any, though. I promise you that. Next week, we're going to have some C10 work done here. It's going to happen. Got to do something a little more entertaining. Well, that's it. I'm going to post a video, and next week, we'll have more. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your likes and subscribes and everything. I always appreciate that. I like to hide I was going to mention that too. I'm not ever going to ask for those things. You know, it's a way of keeping score. But it's not important. It's just fun to do. I'll keep hiding this in different places. I should have hid it there today. Then you guys wouldn't have known. I could have stood up and did that. Anyway, I wasn't thinking. I didn't plan. That's mostly for fun. If you don't want to subscribe, don't. It's not a big deal. But it's just something fun to, when you're watching my video, see, did he put it in there? Didn't he put it in there? Where's it at? Maybe I'll do it every video. That would be more fun, maybe. All right, last thing. It's like the pineapple on, yeah, that wasn't clever, because I can't remember. There was a show that they put a pineapple on pretty much every show. And I can't remember the name of it right now. Well, that's not much fun. Maybe one of you people will know. Put it in the comments, because I honestly forgot. Dang it. All right, I've talked too much. I'm going to try to turn this thing off. And once in a while, I just do that for fun. It gives you something extra. And one of these days, at the very end, I'm going to start doing something to make it worth watching to the end. But not today. Thanks again. We'll see you guys in a week. All right, there. Nope. Dang it. Is it off? Every stinking time.